Throughout history, we've seen different payment methods. It goes back centuries with people exchanging gold for things. Then we moved up to coins, then paper money. Recently, as everything is going digital, including payment methods like credit cards and online banking apps, we might see a new form of currency real soon. But what makes this digital currency so different? Why do central banks want to adopt it? It started with crypto. One of the biggest financial developments over the last decade that had people talking about it was the launch of cryptocurrencies, mainly Bitcoin. Bitcoin slowly became super successful after Tesla announced that it bought $1.5 billion worth of the currency. Cryptocurrencies are a bit different. They aren't issued by a central bank and rather are decentralized, which is a good thing if you think about privacy, and are regulated and kept safe through a new complex technology called blockchain. While the central bank is printing money on a rapid scale due to the economic conditions to counter the pushback it suffered from the pandemic, there's a theoretical cap on the number of bitcoins that can be mined, which will raise its value and devalue paper money, which is why people started referring to Bitcoin as digital gold. Grant Wilson, the head of Asia Pacific at strategy firm Exante Data, explained how central banks are under threat and said, "At that point, central bankers started to realize that they were under some threat, so the question became, if we can't beat them, then join them." How CBDC works. In order to stay relevant, the central banks came up with a revolutionary idea that has the potential to change the financial landscape. Unlike paper money, CBDCs exist in a digital form, issued and regulated by a central authority. At its core, it's much like the paper money we use today, but the only difference is that it represents the nation's official currency in a digital form. Unlike crypto, there is a 0% chance that this currency will be decentralized, and a 100% chance that this currency will be centralized, with issuance and regulation resting in the hands of the central bank. Now, a digital currency can take many forms, from wholesale restricted financial institutions to retail, and will be accessible to the general public. The only thing that it has in common with crypto is that it too will be working on the famous blockchain technology to run without any hiccups. There are countries right now that are researching heavily on a digital currency, with China being on top. China has adopted a point system in its country, where people are given points for every good deed they do, and in case they do something wrong, something being as minor as getting caught cheating in a video game, points will be reduced. Other than China, many different countries had already adopted this method, and while the US is still researching and trying to understand this blockchain technology, some people like Christopher Waller are a bit skeptical and want to make sure that they can reduce the cyber risks involved in their digital currency. If this technology does manage to replace paper money, for some, it could actually be a good thing. The pros of using CBDCs. According to the CBDC tracker, the Atlantic Council, 11 countries have already launched their very own digital currencies. One of those countries is China, which came up with a digital version of the yuan. Because the country is already making moves at a large scale, the digital yuan will help the country streamline its trade on an international level. For those who want to make payments both local and international, each and every transaction will be quicker, and minimal fees will be charged. As of now, many poor countries have to rely on intermediaries like Western Union, which ends up costing them more because the transaction fee can go up to 10%. With the help of CBDCs, both large-scale and small-scale business owners can make payments a lot faster, with minimum transaction fees. This would give them a more streamlined process. For these countries, CBDCs will definitely attract more people who will start using this new form of digital currency. As good as this all sounds, there's also a huge risk involved for people who will be using CBDCs. The risks associated with it. Arguably, the greatest risk with a digital currency, and the thing that people are most worried about when it comes to it, is the lack of freedom and privacy. Many people are against digital currency, and want to rely on cash to make transactions. Cash is the kind of money that people have been using for some time now, and the thing about using paper money or coins is that it can't be traced. You go to a grocery store, pay with cash, and leave. It's that simple. With CBDC, however, the central bank will know exactly how much money you spent and where you spent it, which gives more control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that central bank. With a cashless society in place, it's super easy for governments just to block your money or freeze your account. As of now, if one bank or a mobile app decides to freeze your account, you can easily just hop into another bank or app and keep your transactions going. Recently, the US government put sanctions on Tornado Cash, an app built on Ethereum. Because of these sanctions, any assets that would go through this app would automatically be blacklisted, resulting in Circle, the creators of USDC, freezing the USDC that went through the app. Now, coming back to China's social credit system. While the point system is good at rewarding its citizens with free gym memberships and other benefits, it can also be a complete nightmare for some. In case too many points are deducted from a person, they might have the option of buying a train ticket or being able to book a flight completely taken away from them. There are cybersecurity risks that come with it. Apart from privacy issues, because this currency is digital, there's a risk of cyber attacks associated with CBDC too. Everything in this digital realm is at risk of getting hacked, and digital currency is no exception. Hackers might find a loophole or a way to exploit the vulnerabilities in digital infrastructure. There's a high chance they might get unauthorized access to users' accounts and their sensitive financial information. This would have severe financial consequences for those working 9-to-5 jobs and business owners, as they might wake up one day and see their accounts completely empty. There are reports that say maintaining security in CBDCs is a huge challenge, especially when something like a smart contract exists. The Bank for International Settlements has reported that there are vulnerabilities in the code of a smart contract that could allow the funds to be moved without appropriate checks, which makes you question the reliability and security involved in CBDCs. Then there's the issue of a DOS attack. CBDC platforms are highly susceptible to a DOS or denial of service attack, which is highly concerning. When a DOS attack hits, the whole network is repeatedly flooded with requests, eventually reaching more than the capacity of what the network can handle, which in turn disrupts normal operations. DOS attacks on a platform that is being used to carry out CBDC transactions could lead to the platform going inactive, causing inconvenience to users, potentially leading to financial losses. Ripple has given the green light. Ripple has also shown its support for adopting CBDC. Ripple agrees that assets should be tokenized and transformed into digital tokens on the blockchain technology. It has also released a 23-page white paper document that says CBDC will finally streamline cross-border payments. Although this document does outline some issues with CBDCs like privacy and security issues, along with the lack of a uniform global regulatory framework. However, Ripple's Vice President James Wallace is optimistic that these issues can be resolved in the near future. What do you think about CBDC? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to always be updated with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.